right, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Me and my phenomenal regional sales director, Marquisha Smith, we're so excited to have you guys on here as we have some very powerful information to share with you all. If this is your first time on the call with us tonight, again, welcome. When you log in, if you could go ahead and mute yourselves. If you can go ahead and mute yourselves, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jana Edmond Hill, and I'm an executive sales director with Financial Education Services. I've been with the company now just shy of about 2 years. And when I tell you it's been an amazing ride, it has been an amazing ride. And it's just an absolute honor and privilege to even have a platform like this, to be able to teach people about the power of credit and entrepreneurship. Now, before we get started, I do like to throw a question out there, and I know it may seem just a little bit unusual, but I want you to think about something. I want you to think about exactly how old were you when you met your score, your credit score? How old were you? I'm talking about the very first time that you really met your score. Okay, I'm talking about the moment where you were maybe shopping around in the mall and you went into a department store to check out and they asked you if you wanted to put it on a store credit card. Well, of course you didn't have one. So they said that if you'd apply for one, you'd save 25%. Okay, I'm talking about a moment where maybe you went into a car dealership trying to apply for a car loan and you were denied. Okay, and there your credit score was like, hey, I'm 585, nice to meet you. And oh, by the way, you're not getting that loan. I'm talking about that moment, the moment where you realize that somewhere in your adult life, your financial life, something went wrong, that you had dropped the ball and that you had just not prepared yourself for a situation like that. Now, for me, that was about 2.5 years ago. And I didn't always have bad credit because, of course, none of us ever really start out with bad credit. For me, it was just a lack of financial education that I received growing up. By the time I was old enough to realize exactly how important credit was, it was too late and I was being denied for a car loan. So before I started this company, I knew very little about credit, like many of us do. The only thing that I knew is that I was going to need credit if I wanted to buy a car. That was it. I had no idea where it came from, no idea what contributed to it. Neither did I understand what was making it fluctuate or go up and down. And I didn't realize its significance until I was denied it. Now, for me, I was driving into work, and this is when I was working in corporate America. I was pulling into work one day, and just as I pulled into the parking lot, my car just died. It was an 8-year-old car. I had just paid it off, and the thing just died, thankfully, as I pulled into the parking lot. And here I am. I was so upset and frustrated because I didn't want to get another car loan because, of course, that would mean that I would have to make payments on the car. However, I have 2 young boys, school age, so they needed to go to and from school. I needed to be able to go to and from work. So I kind of had to bite the bullet and try to apply for a car loan. So I call myself going into one of the local credit unions here in Tampa, sitting down with a representative because my mom had told me that, credit unions are some of the more consumer-friendly banking institutions. So I went in and sat down with a representative, and the news that she gave me, it completely blew my mind. She told me that she couldn't help me because my credit score was too low, which is something that I couldn't understand because about a week or so prior to that, I was on Credit Karma and it showed that my credit score was a 626. Okay. This lady was telling me that my credit score was 585. My credit was shot and there was nothing that she could do to help me. So it was then that I began to understand why credit is a necessity. And then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, if this is a reality check for me, there are millions of people that have this same reality check every single day. But how many people are actually equipped with the knowledge or even the tools and understanding how to get out of a situation like that? And that's why this information that you guys are getting ready to hear is going to be absolutely important. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. What you're going to learn about this evening, you're going to learn about what exactly is FES. Okay, you're going to learn how to position yourself for the best interest rates for all of your future purchases, whether it's a home, a car, new lines of credit, or maybe even a business loan. You're going to learn how to pay off debt that's probably keeping you living paycheck to paycheck. You'll also learn how you're able to build a big business from home that won't interfere what you have going on right now. And I can guarantee you that by the end of this webinar, you'll realize exactly why this information is important, not only for you, but for your family, your future, and your legacy. Now, we'd like to start out with taking a look at America's financial affairs and its mindset. And I know this is going to seem like a lot of numbers, but I want you all to try to keep up, okay? Right now, about 43 million people have a 599 credit score or less. Nearly half of Americans don't even know their credit score. And I know this to be true because in the last 2 years, I've worked with hundreds of clients, and half of the time they don't even know their score, okay? The average debt is over $225,000, with many people having less than $500 in their savings account. Now that's if they have a savings account at all. 65% of people have no will. 82% of people have no trust. 71% of people have no medical or financial power of attorney. And there are over $58 billion in unclaimed life insurance policies, insurance plans, bank accounts, stocks, real estate, and other property and assets. And also, every 2 seconds, someone's identity is stolen. Right now, I live in Tampa, Hillsborough County, where we are the #2 city in the nation for identity theft. That is huge. This year alone, Equifax, which is one of the major credit bureaus, experienced its largest breach in history. So why FES? Think about how many people do you know that have less than perfect credit? How many people do you know right now, or even you, are you stressed over debt and you have no idea how to pay it off? Do you have your personal and financial affairs in order right now? Maybe do you know someone who currently dislikes their job and maybe they're looking for a career change, trying to do something different? How many people do you know right now that need to make more money? Can't even afford an annual vacation. Think about it. When was the last time you've gone on vacation with your family? How many of us aren't where we want to be in life? We want to take control over our life, but we just need a solution and a plan of action. But I want you to think about even further, why is this? Why is this the current state of America? It's because society teaches us nothing about personal affairs or finances, not even in our formal education system. By profession, I am a full-time middle school teacher, and I can assure you that this information is not built into the curriculum, which it should be. We should be teaching our children about how to become homeowners, how to manage bank accounts, how to leverage their time and their talents for income. If you're anything like me, I grew up in a single family home. Sometimes my mom worked 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And the only thing she wanted us to do, go to school and get good grades so that you can get a job, or go to college so that you can graduate and get a good job. And sadly, that is how we are bringing up children these days. We don't teach them anything about what they need for their future success. So Financial Education Services, this company is absolutely amazing. And like I said, I'm just honored to even have a platform to share this information. We do provide the financial education and success training that we all needed a long time ago. Okay, we do offer services that protect your identity, your credit, your asset, your family, and your finances. And then on top of that, we also offer some very lucrative and life-changing opportunities. Just a little bit about our company. We were founded in 2004. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Our headquarters is located in Farmington Hills, Michigan. We have over 100% in annual sales growth. We are a debt-free company, which is extremely important, because how could you teach someone else financial literacy with a heavy load of debt over your business? We've also had the same 2 key executives since the company's inception, and that says a lot about any company. Like I mentioned, we do offer services to protect your identity, your credit, your family, your finances, and that particular service is called the protection plan. Now, we do carry a heavy emphasis on credit with this protection plan because, of course, your credit score, it's like a vital sign. And it's being monitored at all times. It does not matter what you are doing. It can impact your ability to rent a car, to rent an apartment or a house, to get new lines of credit. And over the course of your lifetime, you could be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in high interest rates and unnecessary fees because of your bad credit. Now, a lot of times, we don't even know what's calculated, how our credit score is calculated. And like I mentioned, that was me just a few years ago. So I'm going to give you guys this information. And if you have your phones or whatnot, go ahead and take a picture of that because you'll be able to use it later. The largest percent of your credit score is calculated based off of your payment history. Are you paying your bills on time? Are you paying your debt on time? Okay, that accounts for 35%. If you are paying your bills 30 to 60 days late, that is a delinquency. You could receive the highest derogatory marks if you have delinquencies or late payments on your credit report. Another 30% goes into the amount of credit that you use. You have 15% that goes into the length of time that you've had your credit, 10% for the new lines of credit, and then another 10% for the types of credit that you use. Now, like I said, a lot of people aren't even aware how our credit scores are calculated. So, you know, in addition to that, there are several different myths out there in the industry when it comes to credit. So what we like to do, we like to dispel some of the myths that are out there. So when you leave, when you're done with this webinar, you will be more educated on, you can share this information with your friends and family. Now, the first myth that we see that's very common, people tend to think that credit agencies are empowered by some type of government authority, when the truth is that credit agencies, they have no legal authority at all. What these are, they're just privately held billion-dollar companies. They're just in the business of selling your personal information to lenders and banking institutions. They have no legal authority at all. Now, the second myth is that credit agencies are required by law to keep derogatory items on your credit report for 7 to 10 years. There is no law that says that credit agencies, that they have to report anything on you at all. Like I said, they're privately held companies, so they are held to a different standard. They are required, however, by law to remove any derogatory item that's older than 7 years on your credit in the case of student loans or bankruptcies, in about another 10 years, okay? Now, the third one, information on your credit report, it can't be changed. It's illegal. It's immoral to have any of this information altered or removed from your credit report, when the opposite of that is true. Because of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which came out in about 1971, this requires that both federal and state laws have those items removed if they cannot be verified or accurate at 100%, which means that it doesn't matter what it is that's on your credit. If it is not 100% accurate, it has to be removed from your credit report. And that has to be done within 30, max 45 days, okay? Now, the fourth one that we have here, and this is a big one. People tend to think that, you know, I've paid that off. I don't have to worry about it. It's not going to be on my credit. Once I've paid it off, it's going to come off of my credit report. When the truth is that just because you've paid a past due debt, or you have, you know, settled a debt with a credit agency, that it's going to automatically fall off of your credit report, when that's not true. This does not erase the fact that at one point or another, you were not paying on that debt as you had agreed. But can you have that information removed? You absolutely can, and that is what we specialize in, okay? Now, myth number 5, and this is the last one that we'll go over. This one deals with inquiries. A lot of times people think that inquiries, just because someone is going in to take a look at your credit, that it's not going to affect your credit standing at all. Now, the truth is that anything that erodes your financial stability, it's damaging to your credit. Now, you're talking about maybe 1 or 2, that's not so bad, but anything more than that, and then it starts to tell a story of its own. So when you go in to apply for a new line of credit, they're going to look at your credit report and think that you're desperate for credit because you have so many inquiries. A lot of people are not aware that if you go into a car dealership and you just know you've got jacked up credit, okay, but you go in and you sit down and they tell you, you know what, don't worry about it. We're going to make sure that we get you into a car. Don't worry about it. We've got you. What happens is that they put your information into a database or into a system where they run your information several times to see exactly which financial institution is going to give you who's going to finance your vehicle. By the time you leave the car lot, you now end up with about 20 to 30 different inquiries on your credit profile. So your credit score has dropped significantly from the time that you got to the car lot with your bad credit. Now it's even worse because you have all of these inquiries on your credit report. So don't let them do that to you. So can you restore your score? Absolutely. Like I mentioned, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, this is an act that promotes the accuracy, fairness, and privacy of your information that is contained within your profile. This particular law gives you the right to dispute and investigate any negative item on your credit report. Does not matter what it is: late payments, charge-offs, foreclosures, evictions, bankruptcies, collection account. I know we deal with that a lot. Collection accounts, short sales, and even tax liens can be deleted from your credit profile, or it'll be updated to paid as agreed. So our credit restoration division is led by United Credit Education Services. We have an almost 15-year track record, close to 1 million derogatory items deleted from our clients' credit reports, tens and thousands of satisfied clients, and that is because of our satisfaction guarantee. This just gives you a list of some of the items that you can legally dispute off of your credit report using the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which I said is what we use, our credit attorneys. Okay. Now, for all of our clients, if you come into the program and you sign up as a client, we do believe that you should have a part of this process. You should be able to review and track this progress as it happens. We don't want to leave you blindsided. So each of our clients that come into the program, you will receive your very own portal where you can log in and see all of your information. This is the dashboard. Once you log in, you'll be able to see your starting score. And there are several different tabs here that will, so that you can see the progress report, and I'll show you what that looks like. You can get your dispute letters by PDF uploaded to this portal. There's an amazing education piece built into this particular program, because what's the use of restoring your credit if you don't learn how to maintain it? That is what this program does. It teaches you positive credit habits on how to maintain your credit score once you've established that awesome credit. This is just a sample of the progress report and what you would see for all of the items that are on your credit report. The different accounts, the categories in which they fall, the dates in which they've opened, and then all the way on the end here, you're able to see the status that that particular account is in, whether it's in dispute, whether it's been deleted, whether it's pending, different things like that. So we let you have a bird's eye view into the process on what's going on with your credit. So that's absolutely amazing. We do have some other very valuable credit building services that are included with the protection plan. We have Positive Credit Builder, and this is the one that gives you the recommendations on building positive credit by adding trade lines to your credit report. We also have a program called Debt Zero that is also included in that protection plan. And that's an online debt elimination program and a budgeting tool, which is absolutely awesome if you have any types of loan, whether it's a student loan, mortgage loan, car loan, you have credit cards. You're able to put your information in that system, and it'll give you a step-by-step process on how to effectively pay down your debt. And then, of course, as you're paying down your debt, that's going to lead to a higher credit score as well. All of our clients are provided with access to a credit attorney at no additional cost. If you go and sit down with any type of attorney for that matter, it's going to cost you upwards of $250 or more per hour to sit down and talk with them. That service is included with the protection plan at no additional cost. We also offer LifeLock. As I mentioned to you, I live in Tampa, Florida. Identity theft is very prevalent in this area and all over the country. But we offer all of our clients LifeLock. From the moment that you sign up to become a protection plan member, your identity, your personal information, you will be protected from people trying to steal your information. All of our clients are also provided with a will, trust, and power of attorney to protect your family, your finances, your assets. And this is an also amazing part of this program, because with that alone, to get those documents prepared by an attorney, you're spending about $2,500 to $5,000. That is included in the protection plan at no additional cost. We also offer credit monitoring through Smart Credit, very similar to Credit Karma. However, Credit Karma, if you go on Credit Karma, like I did a couple years ago, it's usually about 20 to 30 points higher or lower, depending on when you're looking at it, because they only pull from 2 credit bureaus. With Smart Credit, you're able to have access to your score 24/7, and you're able to review your credit reports at any time. And that's from all 3 bureaus, okay? Now, I know they say that documentation beats conversation, so we do have a few testimonials here from actual clients in the program. In just 2 months, Miss Yvette Reed out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, her credit score increased to the point where she was able to save $2,000 on her insurance per year. $2,000, that's absolutely amazing. Also, Vinny Ho out of Westminster, in 45 days, he had a tax lien and a foreclosure deleted from his credit report. Now, my testimonial is not on here, but I've worked with a client who had 2 recent bankruptcies removed in the first 2 months of her being in the program. So you're talking about a service that absolutely works, and people are on their journey to financial freedom through this program, which is absolutely amazing. So you're probably on this webinar and you're wondering, okay, Jana, that sounds great, but how much is this stuff going to cost me? Now, again, individually, this could be about $10,000 annually or even $400 on a month. On a monthly service plan. However, we are one of the most consumer-friendly credit restoration and financial service companies out there. With our program, all the services that are included, it's a monthly service fee of $89 and a one-time activation fee of $99 to get you all set up and get you started with your portal and everything. And with the service fee, $89 a month, it works out to be about $3 a day. So $3 a day, come on, it's absolutely worth being able to reach your financial goals. And I'm sure that you all will agree. Now, a lot of times people ask, okay, you have all of these amazing services, but I've heard of the Lexington laws and the credit repair ones, different things like that. What makes you all so different? And I will tell you, what makes us stand out in this industry is our aggressive dispute and deletion process. Now, with some of the bigger name credit restoration companies that you see here, what ends up happening is that they pick particular items on your credit report to dispute each month. So what happens is that it draws the process out, it prolongs it. You end up paying lots more money with that service because it does prolong the process. However, with our services, we dispute all 3 major credit bureaus at one time. So it doesn't matter if you have 1 negative item or 50 negative items on your credit report, we will dispute them all at the same time. We do believe that our clients are coming into the program with a specific goal in mind. A lot of times my clients say, I want to own a home. I'm working with a realtor, they pull my credit and my credit sucks. I've got to get into a home by the end of the year. So this program is absolutely amazing for clients that are in that situation or just people who are looking to get their financial lives in order. Another aspect of this business that I am extremely passionate about is our Youth Financial Literacy Foundation. There's a quote here that says that it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. And I want you to think about what that means. It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. For me, what that means is that if I knew then what I knew now in terms of financial literacy, in terms of how important credit was, in terms of what I would need in order to be a homeowner, different things like that, I would be in a much better position than I am now. Now, I'm not complaining because life is awesome, life is great, but we'd be much further in life than we are right now had we had the tools when we were younger. What this program does is it allows us to travel all across the country and teach children between the ages of 8 and 18 on the matters of personal finance. So $2 from every protection plan membership is donated to this foundation so that we can educate children on financial literacy. On top of that, we also have an amazing scholarship program where we're able to donate scholarships to students all across the country. High school seniors, incoming college freshmen. This year alone, in 2018, February, me and my team, we were blessed to go to our business convention out in Las Vegas, where we were able to witness our company give away $250,000 in college scholarships. That was absolutely amazing to me because what that means is that we are changing someone's lives. When I went to school, I had to get student loans. I had a scholarship here and there, but it wasn't enough to cover my full tuition, my full degree program. So what happens? Now I have student loans, and when you graduate from college, you're actually further behind than you should be because now you have to go and try to find a $40,000 job just to pay your student loans. So this program is absolutely phenomenal for anyone who has children that are in high school, getting ready to graduate, or even freshmen in college. This program is absolutely important. We have our website here, www.yflfoundation.org. Definitely visit that website and get information on those college scholarships that you can share that information with your friends and family as well. So I want to ask you, how financially literate are you? Right now, do you know your current credit score? Is your credit score 750 or above so that you can save the most money and have control over your financial position? Right now, are all of your financial affairs in order? Do you feel like right now that you are on track to be debt free? Do you currently have a life insurance policy at about $100,000 or more? Think about that. Do you currently have an identity theft protection system in place with all of the credit bureaus being hacked and all of this information with technology? Banks are being hacked, department stores, Target, anywhere you go, you are vulnerable to your information being stolen. Do you have something in place right now to protect you for situations like that? And if you do not, I encourage you to definitely get with the person that invited you to take a look at this information and go ahead and get signed up for the protection plan membership. It's definitely worth being able to put yourself in a position to be not only financially free, but to be financially protected. Okay, because what's the use of increasing your credit score or even getting those things deleted off of your credit if you're going to leave yourself wide open? So you don't want to do that. Definitely get with the person that invited you on this webinar to take a look at this information and let them get you signed up. Now, at the top of the webinar, I did explain to you that we have some very lucrative and life-changing career opportunities that you're going to hear about in just a second. I'm going to introduce an amazing young lady onto the call this evening, and she's going to go over this information with you. She is a regional sales director right now with the company. That means that her business is generating over $30,000 a month in sales volume. Okay, absolutely phenomenal, very knowledgeable about the business, absolutely crushing it, helping people. And just to see her commitment and being able to work with her in this business has been an absolute joy. So without further ado, I would like to bring onto the webinar Miss Marquisha Smith. Marquisha, you there?
I am here, Jana. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can. Welcome.
Thank you so much. And guys, I have to give it back over to Jana. You know, she said a lot of amazing things about me, but nothing covers what this woman has been capable of doing. You know, it's so good to know that you are working in a circle, in a group of people who are just like you, like-minded. They all want nothing but the best. But to have someone who, is so passionate about what she does, it just makes it all the more great. So thank you so much, Jana. And like Jana said, guys, I'm going to go and start talking to you a little bit about the business opportunity, the one that really has changed my life so tremendously and for the better. And so, a little bit about me. Like Jana said, my name is Marquisha Smith. I'm regional sales director with the company. And pretty much when I got started with the business, my reasons were a little different than everyone else's, right? So I actually got an opportunity to work for a credit restoration company out in Denver, Colorado. And during that time, I kind of found out the ins and the outs of the process. We partnered with one of the biggest name companies out there. Jana mentioned them, Lexington Law. And like she said, the process was just prolonged. I happened to be the customer service manager at the time. And the number one complaint from customers was, why is it taking so long? I feel like I've been in the program forever and nothing's happening. And not to say that they weren't doing what they were supposed to do, but the process just took longer. And so it prolonged people being able to achieve the goal of home ownership, being able to purchase a car or, get a business loan, whatever it is that they wanted to do. And so when I found this opportunity, for me, it was a no-brainer, right? So a company that is all about, doing what they're supposed to do, but they take it a step further and they found a system that speeds up the process. And so it's just been an amazing ride, and I look forward to the future of, this business. I'm so glad to see so many of you on the call tonight. Jana mentioned some amazing services that we offer to our clients. So, for all of you that are sticking around, I'm going to tell you how we make money from these amazing services. But before I go into that, I just want to share with you guys just a little bit about, the state of America right now, as far as business and entrepreneurship is concerned. So I want to make sure that, you guys
Okay, she's back.
Hi guys, so sorry. Technology does what it wants to do. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Jen, on mute. Okay, but I'm back. So sorry about that, guys. So let's get right back into it. So how many people do you know are able to say that they are in control of their income, their schedule? Guys, if you are on the call, could you go ahead and just mute your phones for me, please? Thank you so much. If you're just joining, just go ahead and mute. And so how many people do today control these things, their income, schedule, advancement, benefits, retirement, and their future? The reality is not very many of us do. And so I want to make sure I'm sharing my screen so you guys can see what it is that I'm talking about, because that part is really important. All right. All right, there we are. All right, and so the reality is so many people are not in control of these things. You know, I talk to people on a daily basis who don't know how much money they're gonna make at the end of the week, don't know if they're going to be able to get a raise. Their raises are depicted by so many other things that they really are not in control of. So, you know, these magazine covers that you see here are some of the really famous ones. Finished at 40, 50 and fired. Where did my career go? Will I ever be able to retire? And I think this is a question that people have to think about on a daily basis. You know, why are so many people interested in being entrepreneurs? Well, the reality is 70% of people hate their jobs. Over 75% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. The US average household income is actually less today than in the year 2000. Yet the cost of expenses has risen by 50%. None of that makes any sense. 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings, and 49% of those people have absolutely no savings at all. I've been there. I know the feeling. 50% of Americans have absolutely no retirement plan. The realities of having just a job are simple, right? You are trading your time and your expertise for money. You can be replaced at any time. 100% of your income is based on your efforts. What happens if you get hurt? You know, become ill or need time off for family or emergencies? What do you do then? Your schedule, advancement, and raises are dictated to you. The only way to earn more money is to get a better job, get a second job, or start a part-time business. You have to deal with the drama and the politics, even if you don't want to. But beyond all of that, you pay the highest amount of taxes. None of this makes any sense. And for the longest, I was in this rat race. And, you know, I still work in corporate America today, but I'm really passionate about what I do. And so that's why it's okay. But this business has given me the opportunity to have other options. And that's so important. So the advantages of being an entrepreneur are simple, right? Once your business is established, you make money whether you work or not. You control your schedule, advancement, your income. You work with people you like, doing something you love. You get to work from anywhere, home, your office, while traveling literally anywhere. Like today, I'm in my upstairs den. You become great at what you do while making a difference in so many people's lives. There's absolutely no ceiling to your income, and there are amazing tax write-offs. So what do we do to earn income and benefits? Pretty simple, 2 divisions. First one, we develop corporate accounts. We sell our protection plan and help people restore their credit. We partner with professionals in credit-related industries. Step 2, we pretty much do business development, where we recruit, train, develop, and manage a nationwide team of people like yourself. You know, think about it. Are you already doing some of these things at the job that you're at right now? Why not take your skills, take everything that you've taken from that job, and now put it into a business that's going to benefit you and your family and your children and their children? And so what are some corporate accounts that we connect with? How many of you know mortgage brokers, car salesmen, real estate agents? These are people who are in constant need of credit-worthy clients. Without that, they do not make any money at all. So it's so important that, you know, we partner with these people. The idea is, they have a list of clients who need our services. So let us fix the credit, send them back to the real estate agents, and let them get approved for that home that they were looking for. But it doesn't stop there. There are also bankruptcy attorneys, tax professionals, and they're not necessarily looking for credit-worthy clients, but they are in contact with many clients who need their credit restored. So how do we get paid? Pretty simple. Every single protection plan that you sell, you are going to earn commission of $100. So that entire plan that Jana mentioned earlier, when you sign a customer up and they start the process of restoring their credit, you're going to receive $100 per person. No limit to how many people you receive that for. Beyond that, you also receive residual income of $12 per month that the client stays in the program. And so let's take this, and give you an example, right? So let's say you did this 5 times a month. We're looking at an additional $500 per month into your household. For some of you, you're probably saying, oh, that's not a whole lot of money. But for others, that will definitely change how you operate in your house. Whether or not you may have to work extra hours. Now you can probably spend a little bit more time with your family, and you may be able to, breathe a little bit more when the first of the month comes around. But what if you took this a step further and you said, hey, I think I can do 5 per week. We're talking about an additional $2,000 per month. That's the point where some people decide, you know what, it doesn't really make sense to go to work if I'm making more money in the business, staying at home, spending time with my family, than I am going to work. And then look at the example of 10 times per week. We're talking about $4,000 per month. I don't know about you guys, but it will definitely change my zip code if I can do that. And 20 times per week, $100,000 per year. So, the first recorded billionaire, Mr. J. Paul Getty, once said, it's better to get 1% of 100 people effort than it is to get 100% of your own. In corporate America, they just don't teach it this way. They always say, give me 100%. Give me 110%. Honestly, they want 110%, but the reality is they're not willing to pay for it. They want you to continue to be underpaid, but still overworked. So here's a company that's saying, don't stress yourself out. Work together as a team and allow everyone to help each other build a big business. And so I'm all for that, right? So there's the other part, right? So you bring in business partners. Every single time you go out, you bring in a business partner and they get their first 2 sales. They're going to receive $100 per sale that they get plus residual income. So $200 for them, but $100 for you because you introduced them into the company. Think about it. I worked for a company and they always did those bonuses for anybody that you recommended, anybody that you suggested, right? If they got hired, but they never paid, a whole lot of money for it. And every now and then they would only pay you once the person had been in the company for 3 months, 6 months, a year. So imagine if the minute you sign this person up, they go and get their first 2 sales, the company is going to give you $100 for every single person. And that's just the first level in the company. So you go out, you do a little bit more work, you become a little bit more seasoned. Now you go out, you do the exact same work. You find one person, help them get their first 2 sales, or they get their first 2 sales, right? They're going to earn $100 per sale. So they're getting their money plus their residual. But now you've gotten a raise. So you've gone from $100 for that new business partner to $160. We're talking about a $60 raise in the space of probably a few days, because so many people in our business hit this title in their very first week. Now you're making $160 plus residual income for every new business partner you bring in. At the next level, at senior field trainer in our business, you're talking about doing the exact same work, right? The work doesn't change. You go out, you find someone who is in need, someone who works part-time but never gets to spend time with their family, just someone who is a go-getter. You believe this business can benefit them and their household. Again, they get their first 2 sales, they're gonna get their money, $100 per person, but you're now getting an increase and you're making $240 once that business partner hits those 2 sales. So again, same work, more money. It's a no-brainer. But at the Money Spot sales director, this is where we call it the money spot, because this is the biggest increase in your bonus. Same work, right? Get a business partner. Help them get their first 2 sales. Show them how. We have a full proven system that shows you how. And now you're making $380 for that one business partner getting their first 2 sales. They're going to get their money, and you're also going to be compensated for it. And so that's what we call our customer acquisition bonuses. Now, the great thing about this business is that there is no limit to where you can do this. You can literally have agents in any part of the United States, and you can be making money for them, right? Help them get started. Show them how to build the business. And in this example, you have agents out in every state. They worked this month, right? You did absolutely none of the work, but you showed them how. And in this particular scenario, you can walk away with $5,000 in customer acquisition bonuses, or CABs, in that 1 month scenario. So let's say you did that once per month. We're talking about $5,000, but twice per month, or once per week rather, we're talking about $20,000 per month. Sounds astronomical, but the reality is people are doing it every single day in this business. But what if you did this twice per week? Sky's the limit. Now, the company is all about compensation. They understand that, this isn't necessarily the easiest thing to do, but we have a proven system. And the reality is, whenever you start a business, you always want to make sure that you're in a field. Number one, you need to be passionate, but number two, you want to make sure that it's something that people need. Like Jana told you, there's 43 million Americans that are in need of these services. So there's no need for you or no reason why you cannot hit the goals and make the same amount of money that our top producers are making. So the company believes in rest and relaxation and retirement. And a part of their FES R&R Club is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, right? So they're going to pay you up to $600 monthly. And this is just the first level. Once you hit this level, you get to choose an Audi, a Mercedes-Benz, or a Cadillac. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna be honest. If someone else is paying for my car, I'll drive it. And so the next level in our company, when it comes to cars, the company is going to continue to pay you. They're gonna up that from $600 to $1,500 monthly auto payment. Again, you get to choose a Mercedes, an Audi, or a Cadillac. So what kind of car would you drive if someone else was paying for it and they were paying you $1,500 per month? Now, level two, the company is going to give you $10,000 in cash bonuses, but it doesn't stop there. $25,000 at level 4, and it keeps going. At level 6, and this is where it gets real good to me, the company will pay you a $5,000 monthly house payment. I live in Tampa, much like Jana does, and in my area for $5,000, I'm pretty sure I can have a mansion, probably have a pool inside. I'll maybe even hire a maid, but I don't know about you, right? Maybe you're in New York, maybe you're in Miami, and $5,000 won't take you far. But if someone else is giving you $5,000, where would you live? Start to think about that. Sky's really the limit in this company. But they don't stop there. Monthly retirement bonuses of up to $25,000 and $100,000 to $150,000 in lifetime bonuses. And these are just a few examples of people who've gotten their cars. Honestly, we could not even fit the amount of people on one page. It's definitely doubled since then. Our R&R Club is worth over $3 million annually. And so you're probably saying, hey, Marquisha, this sounds real good. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know the first thing about credit. I don't know a whole lot about owning a business. I just don't know what I would do and how I'd get started. And the great thing about this company is they thought about everything. We have an amazing training and support system, online training, conference call training, local, regional, and national trainings. So it really caters to any and everyone. If you work a late schedule overnight, you can train at any time. If if you're someone who works a full-time job, you can do any type of training, right? We cater to every individual. And so what is your level of interest? You've heard the information, and you're probably saying, hey, I have excellent credit. All of my personal affairs are in order. I have a successful career. However, I can give some referrals. If that is the case, get back with the person who invited you to take a look at this opportunity and share it. Share the information, the names and numbers of those people that you believe may be in need. Maybe you're saying, hey, I'm interested in getting my own protection plan. I want to restore my credit. I want to make sure that my finances are in order and my credit is protected. Again, get back with the person who invited you to look into this information. You want to go ahead and get started immediately. The thing about credit is you don't normally decide you want to fix it until it sneaks up on you, or until you don't have a choice. Or like in Jana's situation where it was too late and she just did not have other choices. Or you're maybe level 3 where you're saying, hey, I'm interested in getting my own credit restored in the protection plan membership, but I'm also interested in the financial opportunity. I just need a game plan on how to get started. And if that's the case, it is pretty simple. We have it all worked out for you. Number 1, you're going to get to work with our amazing team. We have 3 simple steps to getting started. Step 1, invest in yourself. There's not one business out there that does not require some sort of investment. You enroll and become an agent for $288, less than $300. I personally have joined many businesses, and I can personally say that there is not one that I only paid that amount for. $199 of that goes to building your business. You get your own, is your setup fee for your agency, and $89 of that goes to restoring your credit. You get the protection plan. All of the services that Jana mentioned that the clients get, you get them as well. What better way to tell your clients how amazing the service is than by using it yourself? Step 2, what are you going to get with your business? You're going to get your own personalized website, an online sales tracking system, agent and customer support, access to professional marketing material, so you don't have to make up anything, right? It's already been done for you, and weekly pay. Every single Thursday we receive pay, but not to mention tax advantages. Some of the other benefits are you're going to receive up to $100,000 in life insurance, and you are eligible to get your membership for free. So once you get your first 5 agents and or customers, doesn't matter how it happens, signed up in the program, you no longer pay your monthly fee for your services. They are all free. Step 2, get trained. We are all about allowing people to be new. So don't be afraid that you come into the business and you feel like, you have to start telling people about credit right away, because the reality is there's no way. We understand that there's going to be some time that you need to get familiar with the system, get familiar with the company, get familiar just with the process itself. And so we help you do just that, right? So what are you going to learn in those trainings? How to use social media to advance your FES agency, how to establish corporate accounts, sell the protection plan that Jana mentioned, establishing a substantial team of agents, manage a nationwide organization, understand and maximize our compensation plan, build long-term residual income, become a successful FES leader, and get the right mindset. One thing I can tell you is that for the longest time, coming from 14 years of corporate America, you become so programmed into getting that 2-week paycheck that you think it's for sure. And God forbid something happens with that business or that industry that you're in, and all of a sudden, you're out and you did not plan for it. And so now, this company does an amazing job of getting you into the right mindset and attitude to be successful, not only with this company, but with any company that you look forward to being a part of in the near future. And step 3, expose, expose, expose. Tell everyone that you know. Think about it. Who do you know that has less than perfect credit? Does not have a will, trust, and power of attorney? Who has debt and would benefit from a system to pay it off? In credit-related industries, who do you know? Real estate, mortgage, auto, banking. Who is looking for a part-time job or with full-time income? Or who's in a part-time job right now, but would prefer to be home with their kids? who's frustrated with their current career and needs a change, or just wants to become financially free. You know, I have a very successful career right now professionally. And, you know, people often ask, well, why do you do this on top of, you know, what you do otherwise? Because as much as, you know, I know my paycheck is going to come in every 2 weeks, the reality is that I don't get to choose my schedule. I don't get to decide, you know, when I want to spend time with my kids and when I don't. And until I get to that point, I'm going to work this business because it's been proven and so many people have retired from it. And so how does it work, right? You are going to expose the people that you already know, your friends, your family, your associates, your coworkers, to the person who's already a part of the business, the expert, and let them talk to those people for you. Because you have the trust and respect from those people, but you don't necessarily have that credibility yet in this industry. So if you know how to start a three-way call, you can totally be successful in this company. You know, so for just a quick recap, right? What's your level of interest? Would you like to provide referrals, become a customer, or are you saying, you know what, I see this opportunity for what it is. I'd like to become an agent. I'd like to also become a customer, and I want to start today. $288 is definitely worth it. Well, the only thing I can say to you in life, you are either going to be an entrepreneur or you are going to work for one. So if you are on the call, I want you to definitely get back with the person who invited you to take a look at this opportunity, and really go ahead and get started. The only thing stopping you is you. Congratulations and welcome to the team. I'm going to pass the call back over to Ms. Janet Edmond Hill, Executive Sales Director. Thank you guys for joining the call tonight. Have a good one.
Thank you so much for that information, Marquisha. Extremely powerful. For those of you that are still on the webinar with us, thank you so much for rocking it out with us. As I mentioned earlier on in the webinar, we are here every single Tuesday evening giving you guys this information. So if you have friends or family, if you found value in this information, then definitely go ahead and share it with your contacts, because people absolutely need to hear about this. I know, you know, Marquisha shared the career opportunity, and I get asked the same question. Well, you know, if you're working in a full-time position, then why do you do this business? The truth is, I am just extremely passionate about teaching people other ways to just have an amazing life. Education is my passion, so I absolutely love the platform that I have here to be able to teach people things that we just did not learn growing up. If I would have knew then, again, if I would have known then what I knew now, I probably would not have even gone to college, and that is the 100% truth, because people tend to think, you know, go to college, and listen, there's nothing wrong with it. I have 2 degrees, I have a bachelor's and a master's degree, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But am I working in my degree field? Absolutely not. And there are millions of people all across the country right now in the same predicament. We go to school, get these loans, and then by the time we're done, now you got to go and find a job that's going to pay you, hopefully, at least half of what you've taken out in student loans. And like she said, the reality is right now, there are big businesses that are closing all over the country. Just look at the news. Toys R Us shut down. There are thousands of Targets that are closing, Macy's, like all of these department stores. And not only that, but also corporate businesses that are closing because these people are constantly looking for ways to save money. Okay, they're not thinking about, they're not thinking about you. You are essentially just a number. Okay, so the information and the opportunity that you've been presented this evening is absolutely phenomenal and can definitely change your life. If this information is not for you, because it's not for everyone. If you know someone with less than perfect credit, if you know someone that is open to income opportunities, then definitely share this information with them and invite them onto the call with us next week, because we will be here. And hopefully we'll be able to answer any questions that you all may have. That's all for us this evening, guys. We will be hanging around on the webinar for anyone that has questions. If you have questions, then go ahead and stick around. We're going to be right back on. I see a few people with their hands up that you may have a question, and we're going to unmute everyone so that you can answer, so that we can answer your question. And for those of you that are ready to go ahead and get started, let us know, get with the person that invited you on this webinar to take a look, and definitely go ahead and get signed up. It takes about 3 minutes for you to either become a customer or to become a new business partner. And if you are looking to become a business partner, welcome, welcome, welcome. Cannot wait to work with you. And that is all for this evening. Again, we'll see you guys back here on Tuesday evening. Thank you so much.
Hey, Jana, real quick.
Yes.
If they do have questions and do want to stick around and talk to us, they just need to refresh their screen, right?
Yep. All you have to do is just refresh your screen, and then we'll be on to answer any questions. We'll be here. So just refresh. Whether you're on from your phone or on a PC, you can log out and then go right back into the website, www.thepowerofcreditlive.com. We'll be here to answer any of your questions.
Awesome. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.